Good morning. Wow, we are getting started on another dinosaur block. I've got all the pieces cut out. And this is, to recap, let's start and say that this is Elizabeth Hartman's Dinosaur Project. And if you haven't been watching me before, this is a multi-part series on how to make these blocks. Just to sew along with me as I'm going through it. And I'm making two of the smaller quilts, not the big giant ones, which are 85 by 69. I'm making two of the 48 by 48s, plus big borders with dinosaurs on them. And those are for my 2-year-old grandsons. I've got two of them. They're not twins. My twins had babies. And so it's wonderfully fun. But as I was working on this last night, I could not keep the pieces straight. I had to take them apart, redo them again, take them apart, redo them again. I gave up. It's much better for me to work at 6 a.m. than at 8 p.m. Hey, you know, maybe it's an age thing. Okay, it's raining here, and I'm in a sundress, but it's still warm enough. So we're beginning to look at fall. Oh, my garden hardly produced anything this year. I don't know, I think I watered it plenty. My water bill is certainly higher than it was. Okay, let's get started. Enough of talking about stuff. All right, first of all, I need my glasses. Oh no, just these? These are the funny ones. I wonder which one. Are these the crooked ones? Do you remember? Can't tell. We'll give them a try. Okay. What we are doing here, we're making the left plate unit on the Stegosaurus. And last night I did put together the 4 plates. Now they're going to be 4 different colored plates on the Stegosaurus, yet the body will remain the same, but it's just the horny back, you know, where they have. Oh, let me show you the picture, for goodness sakes. Let's see. Well, I'll cover this up. See this plates on the back of the. I'm making each one of them different colors. So, of the 4 that are required. One will be the batik. One will be the, looks like a Southwest. And this one, I'll think of the name of the fabric in a minute. Here's another batik, different one. And a third one, sort of a speckled one. Oh, and I remembered what this one was, Art Gallery. Came in a bundle from Fat Quarter. Okay. I'm beginning to see out on the internet that the mystery block 4 is here. So I better get out to the mailbox and see if mine's out there. We'll have to do that today too. All right. So last night I went through the steps for, let's see, the left plates unit. So if you're doing this, be sure to look at the instructions in that it says, you know, you have all these different parts. If you're making a small one, you have enough pieces to make 2. Well, it doesn't clearly, I made a mistake. I thought it was to do them all, you know, how it says pick one and you put those together, so I put them all together. Then I realized, oh, half of them are this way and the other half go the other way because they're mirror images. So then I had to take them apart and redo them. Luckily, I hadn't cut any corners yet, so I didn't have to recut any of the pieces. So that was good. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is picking up the piece, assembling the little parts as the map says, and then placing a BB piece of BB, which is background, on the top. And last night I put them all on the bottom. So now we're going to put them on the top. Let's make sure we got the top. Because it looks like I had them on the top. Oh no. There we go. It's, you got to really watch yourself because both of the corners are snowballed, and so you sort of get distracted looking at that, whereas this extra small piece at the bottom is the only one that is making a difference. Okay, so let's put these together. Oh, I know, you'll probably notice I'm wearing a black cotton sundress, and you know that's going to catch every thread I ever possibly drop. But luckily we have one of those rollers with the sticky tape on it. Takes it right off. Okay, so we're going to reduce to 2 in the stitch length. And I take this up almost to the maximum on the right shift so that I can use the side of my presser foot for the 1/4. And it's, we need to rethread, of course. These are the best thing, these forceps. Oh, I just love them. And I keep all of my extra tools in this crystal ice bucket from 1970s that my mother loved. She was nuts for it. So I keep it basically, because who in their right mind needs an ice bucket on your dress table or dressy table? I guess you'd have to be drinking all kind of stuff all the time in order to need to have ice. I don't know. Anyway, so I use it for my tools, and it's just a beautiful thing. It's one of those Princess House buckets, and it's heavy. It's got the etched flowers on it. It just reminds me of my mom. She was a farm girl, but she liked a few little fancy things. Her girlfriend sold Princess House, so we had lots of Princess House. Okay, here we go. I'm pretty sure we got it on the right end. It appears to me that I had it on the right end on this particular piece last night, but upside down on this one. So, all right. It goes to show when I'm in that tired mode, I might as well go downstairs and watch TV, because it sure is not going to work. Okay, that extra piece on the bottom. Sort of double check myself. I've been known to do all kind of unusual stuff. But so far, I don't think I've had to recut anything lately. Hardest part about doing these movies, or Lynn, I'm doing a video, okay, Lynn? She's always teasing me that I call these movies. Come on, baby, let's speed that up. All right, so those 4 have been completed. Thank goodness. All right, so we'll stick those over there to get pressing. In fact, we'll turn on an iron. Get that cooking. And let's start the right plates unit. All right, so we're going to pull out L. I think it's over here. And L. Here we go. L and R. P and Q. Here's Q. P and Q go together, and R and L go together. So the first step is to take these L's and R's and put them together. And it doesn't say to do all of them, so we're only going to do 4. Because you never know. If you look at the big picture, maybe they're using them elsewhere. Yes, they are. There's a section of L on the tail. So we don't do them all, just one of each color. And put the rest back in the pile. And we're snowballing a corner. R. Okay. And what we're doing is the upper left corner of L. Now, of course, on these batik, hi there, Hannah. Are you ready to supervise? Yes. Yes, dear. Good morning. Yes. Yes, dear. She's got her necklace on with her bejeweled name tag. I went all out. Went to one of those machines at the pet store and had it made with her name and my phone number on it. It's so cute. Okay, you lay right there, but be careful of my wheels, okay? Okay. Okay, so upper left corner. And I'm on these art gallery fabrics, they are directional. So I'm trying to be mindful of how they're going to look on the finished product. So far, I've had all the stripes go in one direction, except one I didn't notice. And since I've been doing it like So Blessed by Jess, which is to, when you do the snowball, you don't immediately cut it off. You press it first, then you take off the excess. And for some reason, that helps me get the folded over portion into more of a right angles, so that it matches up with the where it ought to be on the perimeter. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but I'll show you when we get there, okay? Put things away as you go. My goodness. All right, I think we're ready to go on these. And oh, hi, dear. Yes, come on over closer and say hi to everybody. Come here, come here, come here. Okay, one more step. Okay, there you go. Good girl. Good girl. Yes. She had her teeth cleaned, and boy, it's a lot easier to hug her. No stickers. Yeah. But I'm supposed to put the peanut butter flavored toothpaste on her teeth every day, I think. Or maybe it's every week. I'm not sure. I'll have to read the directions. Okay. Would you sit down now? All right. Miss Beautiful Brown Eyes. Okay. Excuse me. I'm using the seam tape to line everything up and go corner to corner. go. That's a little too fast. It jumps around a bit too much. Okay. So this is where I'm talking about folding the edge over. Because as you see, here's the little piece. I used to just cut them off and then go press them. But now I'm pressing them so that I can see, oh, it needs to sort of skew that way just a tiny bit to be squared up. Then press, then go back and trim off your extra stuff back here. They press up very nicely, and I don't think I'm going to need to trim them because I can see where they're supposed to be. So let's trim off their excess right now, leaving a 1/4 so that they press nicely. Now this one is going to be a little big. It may need some trimming. That one is a little bit off. Okay, so let's make sure that these are nice and square. Not really. Let's keep using that one. That was a good one. So what I'm going to do here is it's a little bit off going this way. Just a little dabble, do ya? Now, perfect. Let's try these guys. That one's pretty good. Just hairs. I didn't used to take this time to do these kind of things, and my blocks would be the worse for it. So that one only needed one little bit of trimming. This one doesn't need any, so we're in good shape. Okay, so that's the first segment called RL. Yes, RL. Can you hear the rain? It's coming down on the skylights pretty heavily. Okay, here we're going to do the Q and P. Now, the problem with this is that I did them all on the first one. So I'm going to end up having to recut some of them because I put the corners and snowballed them on the wrong sides. Now on the batiks, I believe I can turn them around. Because it's hard to know what's the right side on a batik. So we're not going to mess with these. We'll have to work on them at a later date and see how much operating I need to do on them. P. And I think what I can do, well, this is P. Yeah, I put it on the wrong corner. No way to fix that. But you know what? I cut a few extras of that size. How did I know that? Amazing. I think I'm gonna just we're gonna start again. Isn't that nice? I had those extras cut. I wondered. I just set them to the side thinking, well, you never know, I might need them. And doggone if I didn't need them. Okay, so I think I've got extras of these also. 1 inch. Now these go in this corner. Those are different. They're a little bit narrow. No, they're just right on. They're just a little too long. But this one's perfect, so we'll use it lower right corner. Lower right corner. I have to say, some of these are more square than others. All right, so let's get these pinned on there. Well, we don't even need to pin them. Let's just go ahead and sew them. What's going on here? Something. Oh, see, this plastic sack was on top of my spindle. No wonder it wasn't feeding correctly. It's very nice how that little striped paper on your machine makes such a big difference. The tape with the stripes. Okay, be right back. This is the lower corner. Okay, next thing is the LR unit is going to be sewn onto a U unit. Okay. Here we go. When those are cut out correctly, it's a joy to sew. No wonder all these companies that cut out fabric for you make such a killing on things, because, you know, cutting out accurately is hard. Well, I would say it's hard to be consistent. Probably most anybody could cut one thing out accurately, but you have to really pay attention. Let me iron these a little. Maybe I'll hook up my ironing setup. All right, so these units are like so. And then PQW. Okay, the next thing is M. Let's put those to the side. M. Here's M. AA. Okay. And they sew onto the side. Okay, so these are in that orientation. I'm doing it just like the paper says, you know. It says to line them up like that, and I line them up like that. So that's that piece. These next. Okay, the next thing is an N. We're just doing one of each colorway. Put the rest back. Now we need a Z. And a O. And again, these will be extras put back. These are all of them, okay. So it appears that these two go together first. Why are, oh, there, that's how it goes. So if you have a question of why they aren't matched, go back and check your dimensions originally cut. I found I was off a 1/4 inch on one of the parts last night. But these, you know, they didn't go this way. Don't try to make them. Check to see the orientation. So there, it goes this way. Then these go on to that. Yes. Okay, so first we'll put these 4 together. There they go. I guess it wouldn't matter on this one. Does it? Well, would it? I don't think so. But the way to double check is, how did you do the first one? Is the second one the same? Okay, let's go do that. I can tell it's fall. My nose is beginning to get the sniffles. Something about fall. Is it because the grandchildren are starting school and they're bringing home germs, flus? Is it fungal related with moisture and out, you know, yard? Because we're definitely not, no windows are shut yet for the winter. Here I treated myself to a super-size ironing board. And I ordered it with a beautiful floral cover, and it came with a green zebra striped. Not your prettiest. Let's see, I have a, excuse me just a moment. We have those done, we have these ready. Okay, let's do them in order. These go to the side like so. making sure that I got the right ones with the right ones. Okay, now how does that look? Like this. And here's the PQs. Which are supposed to have a W on the bottom. W. Oh, back up here. Okay, so it's in that orientation, and then this comes along. Wow, is that off? I think these might have been the ones I cut too big. Okay, so let's make sure that this unit is supposed to be a certain size. How is that? Number 4. Figure 3, figure 4. And going back to the original part, number P, which should be 2 by 2.5. Two and 3/4. I cut them wrong. Okay, well, first we'll sharpen them up so that this is not straight. So 2 of them were off going that way, and 2 are off going this way. And that way. How can that be so far off? I don't understand it, but all I know is that if you just have to size them pretty much every time. So now we're going to make them 2.5 inches long. And we're not going to cut off the end that has the snowball on it, of course. We're going to cut off the one that's quite a bit, that's out here. I'm cutting each one individually because I just don't want them to have a chance to get wonky. Okay, so these should now match these little guys perfectly. Let's line them up in the right direction. Always referring back to your visual aid. I know some of us read directions better and some of us watch the pictures better. I would say I'm probably a picture reader. And then V comes in here. Okay, here we go. I put those guys together. Now they match perfectly. I'm getting ready to go on a retreat in next April, quite a ways out, and I'm wondering how to get my machine there. Does it cost extra to take a machine on the airplane with you? Would it make sense to go get a cheap Singer heavy duty and take it with you as your travel machine? What do you think of that idea? But I like my automatic cutting and my automatic threading so much. How could I be happy without it? So this goes like this. And then those hook up to this. Let's see, does that hook up good? Right on, okay. Wait a minute. Yes, I look at the picture every time. Now, how did that one get bigger? I don't know. Must have been a smaller seam right there. Yeah, it was. Let's fix that seam. It's probably 2 threads off. And now it fits perfect. What movie was that from? Was that from that movie with Cary Grant? And they had to meet at the top of the Empire State Building and she got hit by a car or something like that. Was that movie? Do you guys remember? Oh boy, that's working. That's working. Okay, hi baby. Yes, are you super dupervising? Yes, thank you so much. Yes. Do I have some smaller scissors here? No, I don't. I'll have to trim that hair up when we go downstairs, okay? Just, how does that, well, you're just such a curly-haired girl, that's right. Just everything gets messed up. And we're looking for part number BB, which is right here. So as per the picture, we got BB. Then we got the RLU unit, the MAA, the NOZ, and the VWQP. Good girl. So I'm going to line them up so that I don't try to mix up their colors. Knowing Marlene, you know. Okay, we start out with the, this one. Then we go to the polka dot one. And so this one and then the polka dots. And then comes the, oh, let's do it like that one, the flower and the wild. Flower and wild, flower and wild. Okay. And it shows to put this one and this one together first. Then this one goes on it. And then the top and the bottoms go on. Okay. La 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 la. Do 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 do. Do you remember that song now? Is it coming back? La 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 la. That's all I can remember. But it certainly conjures up a picture of Cary Grant and that, what is, I don't know that actress's name, but yeah. I don't think I've watched that movie in 10 or 20 years, but it's just such a, maybe 5 years. It became real popular when Tom Hanks was doing that movie, not You've Got Mail, but Sleepless in Seattle. That's, oh golly, that was a good old movie. Oh, just makes me giggle to think of it. Honey, move over. Gotta get through there. Okay, now the next thing we put on, yes, 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 yes. What are y'all working on today? As I sew, I'm looking at my other big table and it's just loaded with every kind of a fabric that I thought might work for those Jane Austen 250th anniversary project. I'm trying to decide. I've got some more fabrics coming, and that honestly should be the end of it. But I'm going to have enough left over, for goodness sakes, all kind of projects. Good thing I love those reproduction fabrics, huh? But I have to say that every one of them so far has been on steeply discounted prices, so that's good. And some that I bought from Soft Square, especially the salt box ones, I don't think they're going to work. I think they're just a bit too primitive looking. And the Jane Austen was more of a floral defined flower, very somewhat distinctive in how that era, their artwork looked. Maybe for my next movie, I'll open up my pressing area here, because I've got a pressing cloth. I just have enjoyed having this all right here. All right, now let's see here. Which way does it go? I think it goes like this. Makes sense. It goes with the shape, and then we got dots. It goes like that. Now we're putting these pieces on the bottom of it. And since I sewed it and it bent one of the seams, I went ahead and opened up the seam, which made it lay flat, so that's nice. I didn't re-sew it. You know, the hard part about doing these videos is that I can't have any television on or unlicensed music. So that's sort of a disincentive for doing these, but I just have to be happy talking to you guys. I'd sure like to build my channel to 500 by Christmas. I mean, I hope to be that. I've got 479 today, 480 yesterday. So somebody was cleaning their subscriber list. Okay, let's do these. And I don't think we'll press this right now. We're going to press it when we put the top on it also. Okay, so we've got goes around this way. Okay, so this, all right. Making sure that they're all going the right ways. And these go on the top. You know, I changed presser foots and went to, I went back to the one that came with the machine. And it is, it grabs the fabric better. The one I was using was one with supposed to be a 1/4 inch built in. Well, apparently it was not functioning as it wasn't pulling enough fabric with each movement. So went back to the original foot and measured and moved the needle over almost to the far right, and then put in my measuring tape, and it seems to be working. My blocks are more, they're not so big, so that means my seams are a little bigger, and I'm pleased with it. A lot of the times my blocks would come out just a little too big, and then I'd have to trim them down and I'd lose a lot of points. That's what happened on Christmas figs. So I think switching presser feet, I'm taking probably 2 or 3 more threads in each seam, and with multiple seams that adds up. Okay, so here are these are our left, and these are our rights. So see, they cascade down in different directions. So that must be the top and the right and the left sides of the animal's back. And then there's probably a section in the middle, or maybe it goes like that. We'll have to look and see. I'm gonna iron these up. We got them done. All right, so those are my left and my rights. I probably will clamp them together and we'll start on the, or maybe I'll run and get a cup of coffee. That might be nice. So let's figure out which is right and which is left. Let's see here. Okay, these are the rights. And these are the lefts. And the distinguishing part is this one extra little piece at the lower left corner. And here it's on the lower right corner. Otherwise, they're quite disturbingly similar. Okay, we'll put those to the side. And the next thing we're going to start on is figure 7, which is use diagonal seams to sew pieces F to the mirror image left and right plate units on okay, F. Let's find F. So here's our F, here's our mirror images. I believe that's how they go. Yes, 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 okay. And then the F's go, don't tell me we're going to cut off all that hard work. Now that's maddening. Well, I guess it will keep most of it. It'll look like that. Okay. I'm just putting them on in position, and then I will straighten up their edge when they hit the machine bed. Or I can try to get them on a little straighter right now. Don't you love this bright orange mottled? It looks like, well, I don't know what it is, but it feels good, and it's strong feeling, which is what children are going to need for their bedding that they like. They're going to drag it all over. The one little 2-year-old, he is using the hunter's quilt that I made for the older boy. He wants to grab his brother's blanket and haul it all over when brother's at school. So now he's going to have his own blanket to haul all over. My daughter says she finds it outside in his car. So it's got to take a ticking and keep on, you know, it's got to take a beating and keep on something. It's got to be strong. My little grandson was making himself a s'mores. I don't know whether he had approval to do that or not, but he was doing it. And it was after dark. And, well, probably twilight. And Mommy and Daddy were in the house, and they hear this blood-curdling scream. And I'm sure they both nearly knocked each other down getting outside to see what had happened to their little boy. And he had a marshmallow melted, burning his arm. Poor guy. So I want to go find him today and say hi. How's my little guy doing? He's 6, and he's wonderful. Hour and 12 minutes already? Well, we will do these, and then I'll edit out all of the ironing, and then we'll bring it down under an hour. Okay? So thank you for being with me this morning, and please like, subscribe, share, ring bells, all those things we're supposed to be doing. And thank you for being with me this morning. If you think of the name of that song, please leave that in comments so I can look it up. Something to do with remember. Okay, so let's get these sewn across, and reposition them perfectly. This is probably where you need to have it really ironed well, because we're going to be going over a bunch of seams to do this diagonal line. In fact, I think I'm going to secure it with a few more pins, honestly. That pin needs to go this way. Okay, let's give it a shot. Ooh, I need my plastic thing that comes out here further. Wonder where that's at. I keep a lot of unusual shapes of templates in there. It's like we got that curved one. Remember we got that curved one? I think that came in a box. I'll have to remember how to use that. All right, let me see. Well, let's give it a try. I can see. I can put an extension on it. At least out to the edge of the machine, huh? And this is curling up a bit, so we will doctor that up. Yeah, that helps. Oh yeah, that goes right over the edge. I can see it perfect. Okay, so keeping that on the line. It is amazing how that works. I'll probably be working on my Jane Austen next April. That's what I'll be doing with this retreat. My very first retreat. I've never gone on a retreat before other than one I made myself. But I'm going to go on a retreat. I'm going to go to the Soft Squares one in Utah somewhere. I'll have to see where I'm going to fly to. I think it's either you fly into either Provo or Salt Lake City. I'll have to look at a map. Oh, and they've opened up another week of them in case you're interested. I've looked at some of the prices on some of the other retreats and I thought this was quite reasonable. Yeah, quite reasonable. I'm going to do one little back stitch on each end. Okay, so one last thing, we're going to make sure it's on the right corner. I'm pretty sure it is, but confirming all these little corners are the same. Confirming. This one's wrong. Boy, doesn't that make you think, oh boy, I'm gonna double check stuff? This needs to be like that with this over here. Good thing we got our handy dandy ripper here handy. Now, how on earth did that happen? Well, it doesn't matter as long as I caught it, right? Because after you make that beautiful big block, you sure don't want to cut it in half and do it wrong. Why isn't that ripper working? There we go. That is my best one. Didn't I just get this in a box? I sure don't want to cut the fabric. There. Now let's make sure we got this correct. Okay, so this is, so those are the 4. And this goes here, and here's this extra piece here. 1, 2. Okay, so that goes in this corner. Well, we'll just put it on there and we can just follow that line as far as that goes. Well, we poke ourselves first, but... And thankfully, I'm not on a blood thinner, or I'd be making a mess on my fabric. All right, now, is that gonna match? Yes. Yes, okay, we'll cut them now. leaving a 1/4 seam. Lines right up on my thing there. Okay. I wonder what we could make with those corners we're cutting off. They'd make nice triangles. Well, they're going to be squares. We'll iron them and see what they do. Sort of reminds me of that Callie & Co. We make those fancy corners and then cut them off. And it makes a pretty nice, unusual looking block. So maybe we'll find one like that with this. Maybe we could use it in the border. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, they're not sewn together, of course. I didn't sew them twice. That's right. But that would be an interesting one. Well, no, it's just gray and it's just 2-color. Well, we'll still hang on to them. Heck with the new. What do we do? Okay, I'm going to iron those, and that's all for this segment. We have the right and the left side completed for the Stegosaurus's back. And I guess it's going to go like this. Well, let's see. How's that go? Nice, huh? Okay, putting those back in order where they belong is going to be hard. There, they go there. They go there. Okay, have a good day, and I may get back to you later today with another segment, but right now I'm going to go find the grandkids where they're at and be with them for a couple hours. Okay, so good to see you. Bye-bye now.